When we think of the last 2 days, what is it that comes to your mind? Is it the invigorating debate of the General Assemblies, the constant state of spontaneity of the crisis committees, or perhaps was it the comprehensive solutions that the delegates proposed for the agendas at hand? Good evening and a very warm welcome to school heads, faculty advisors, and to all the delegates present here. I am Aryan Trivedi and I have the utmost pleasure of hosting you this fine evening. The last 2 days have been nothing but enthralling. Watching delegates represent their allocations with finesse, intellect, and passion reminds us the very purpose of the modern United Nations, which is to replicate diplomacy in real life, elements of which were found in delegates over the last couple of days. To rekindle the memories of the last 2 days, I would like to present to you a video.
There's stigma, there's chaos and confusion, there's worry in the minds of the people. They will interpret the information how they want to.
Media is the only honest link that's supposed to be existing between the people and the government.
There are 1.2 million children who are poverty stricken, and these children are also being exploited.
Mother Russia will not let its citizens be harmed. Here, people's lives on the line here. Millions of lives can be saved right now with the US-Russia alliance.
It's the government's own methods that make the media suspicious of the government and act anti-government.
And the government of India has always made sure that there is no forms of any forms of racism in the country are being curbed by law, and it has been very strict for the minorities of India as well. Since the Minority Commission has been formed in India to make sure that any crimes against minorities are being curbed, and they get curbed. They are.
Delegate of Nigeria, as the reporter's first statement was that the camps are very overpopulated. So how are you confirming that the refugees are not coming out of their tents?
We can use those examples and limit the time taken to decide and enforce the restrictions as soon as possible. And also, since we are in the post-pandemic condition, we have some sort of medicines that can be used to limit the spread of the virus or to cure it.
It's an over-communique as previously mentioned, and the plan of action is that the healthcare services have been strengthened, and apart from the 40 existing health camps already, 50 more have been established using the funds received from the World Bank. The non-governmental organizations have been gracious enough to supply us with the medical instruments such as ventilators. More number of doctors and nurses have been recruited.
The parts of Somalia that the US-Russia coalition has bombed is controlled by an Islamist terrorist group called Al-Shabaab. Delegate, I don't know if you're aware of this or not. They're radical Islamists spreading their propaganda, forcing children to convert and radicalizing children, forcing them to use guns and sending them as meat shields in battle. Delegate, we are already doing to restore stability in Somalia so that the nation can prosper in the future.
Delegate of Algeria mentioned that there should be more transparency in increased border security. What are the delegates' views upon the cocaine gate of Algeria that has increased narcotic trafficking?
If you haven't noticed, we have been working in collaboration with the United States government in order to curb this entire issue entirely. Not to mention that we have a new president now and not the same president that we've had for 20 years. So obviously things are bound to change, and we are working towards it, and we are fully committed over not having something like cocaine gate all over again.
Now we have with us our keynote speaker, Vipul, who will be sharing with us his words of wisdom. Consul General of India to Dubai, Vipul joined the Indian Foreign Service in 1998. He has served in the Indian missions in Cairo, Colombo, and Geneva. In his diplomatic career, he has dealt with diverse areas including political and commercial relations, development, disarmament, international security, and media. From 2014 to 2017, he worked with the External Affairs Minister of India. Vipul did his graduation in Mechanical Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. He also holds an MBA from the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. Now, I would like to invite Vipul to share his words of wisdom.
I congratulate Indian High School Dubai for organizing this year's Dubai Model United Nations. I've had wonderful association with the school for the past 3 years, and they've always organized wonderful events for the student community in the region. I also congratulate all the students who are participating as delegates representing various countries this year, and they should all be incredibly proud that they are participating in this very prestigious event. The fact that MUN is being held virtually this year is reflective of the extraordinary times that we all are in due to the COVID pandemic. The world has never seen in our lifetime such a upsetting event, and I hope that we come out of the pandemic situation soon. And in this, I believe the United Nations has a very important role to play. That is what I believe all student delegates will be thinking about as they work through various committees during this two-day event. They will be debating and working on how the world should deal with the post-COVID scenario, and I think that is the question on everyone's mind, apart from the question as to when the COVID vaccine will come into being. 2020 in any case was a momentous year for the UN as it celebrates its 75th anniversary this year. In all these years, the UN has played a very important role in bringing all countries to a single platform to discuss how we should work together and make the world a better place to live in. The challenges before the world and before the UN have changed in these 75 years, and so has the UN agenda, which has expanded much beyond the peace and security mandate. Today, the UN is dealing with a large number of diverse issues, whether it be climate change, disaster relief, terrorism, human rights, women and youth, poverty eradication, disarmament, or indeed pandemics. The UN Security Council reform is also very high on the agenda of the UN and something that India attaches great importance to. Most of these issues have also been dealt with in the 2030 SDGs agenda that the UN agreed during its 70th anniversary celebrations. The SDGs also provide some framework for dealing with the issue of pandemics, where truly the world has not really worked on much despite us dealing with SARS, MERS or H1N1 or Ebola pandemics. The SDG number 3 talks about good health and well-being, and I feel nations of the world can come together to further expand on this item, including by using specialized bodies like the WHO or OIE, which deals with animal diseases. What will also be important post-COVID is how we deal with the economic fallout, especially for the developing countries. This is where partnerships between nations and various stakeholders will be very important, and SDG number 17 could provide some guidance to the world in this. I think overall what is important for every human being and for the planet is how all nations can work together to defeat this pandemic by cooperation and coordination. In this, the committees of MUN can show all student delegates how real life scenarios unfold in the UN and in the negotiations between different countries. MUN is important to learn articulation of your positions, but I think more importantly, understanding the other's viewpoint. It will also teach the students teamwork and negotiations. Ultimately, I feel the delegate students will get enriched in understanding different viewpoints and how common ground could be achieved for the overall good of everyone. I hope that some of the students would someday use this experience to become diplomats or experts in international relations and be in the actual UN themselves. I wish all the students and all the teachers all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. They have surely left a mark on the audience. Now, we would like to welcome our very own Secretary General, Ananya Khurana, without whose contributions and efforts, the conference would not have been the way it was. Ananya, on to you.
Changes, derived from the Latin word cambiare, is a word often overused and its impact undermined. It is quite ironic that the one thing humanity has learned throughout its years is that the only constant in life is change. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ananya Khurana, and I am the Secretary General of DXBMUN'20. It is my utmost pleasure to welcome you to the closing ceremony of this conference. Hosting 13 committees, DXBMUN'2020 is proud to have been one of the largest virtually organized MUNs in the region. Covering the economic crises, we had committees such as the International Monetary Fund and the General Assembly too. Not ignoring humanitarian crises, we had forums such as the Human Rights Council and the High Commission for Refugees. Accompanying these, we also had committees that focus on military stability, such as the United Nations Security Council and General Assembly 1. One of our most important committees included the World Health Organization, whose importance in the world right now cannot be disputed. The varied agendas that you as delegates discussed, the Indian spies entering Pakistan in GA3, the Foreign Intelligence Director of Russia becoming president in NRC, Delegate of Italy's dog stepping in as Delegate of United Kingdom in SC, Russia sending troops to Yemen and then denying it in CSW, Iran supporting the FATF in CCPCJ, Delegate of Italy calling the leaders of the world cold-blooded monsters in WHOB, China disliking his own resolution in HRC, the Central African Republic abolishing human rights in HCR, the insane amount of chits in GA1, China promoting the Belt and Road Initiative in FCCC, US calling other nations inferior in WHOA, delegates debating on quota systems in IMF, and finally, qual clauses with 17 sub-clauses in GA2. All this has brought you face to face and has taught you to cope with what is precisely the shifting landscape around all of us, the effects of which can be felt around and within the United Nations.
Thank you, Ananya, for those valuable words. Of course, this conference would be nothing without the people involved, and for that, they deserve recognition. So I call upon Melissa Syriac, the USGPR, to do the honors.
A story has no beginning or end. Arbitrarily, rather, one chooses the moments of experience from which to look back or to look forward. Graham Greene. I'm Melissa Syriac, and this is the story of DXBMUN'20. Now, DXBMUN'20 was special for a plethora of reasons. For one, this edition was not what we initially planned. Rather, this iteration was born among the chaos of the pandemic. Now, as how a phoenix rises from the ashes, in the same way, this conference overcame its challenges and the outcome of which was nothing short of exemplary. In lieu of this, we have to show recognition to the people who made all this possible. To start off with, I'd like to thank the people without whom this conference would have been inconceivable from the start. I'd like to thank our CEO, Mr. Punit M.K. Vasu, school heads, Mr. Yashvi Singh, and Mrs. Swana Chandrasekhar, and many others without whom this conference would have not been feasible from the start. I'd also like to thank our MUN Director, Dr. Abhilasha Chaubey, whose tireless efforts made DXBMUN the conference it is today and has guided us every step of the way. I'd also like to show my indebtedness to the Secretariat, which consists of our Secretary General Ananya Khurana, our Director General R.N. Shetty, our Convener Priyal Babaria, USG Logistics R.N. Trivedi, USG Hospitality Aditya Mened, and our Special Advisors Karthik, Lohit, and Kathan, and myself, Melissa Syriac, USG PR. It has been a roller coaster suddenly for all of us. From the flood of applications to the sleepless nights planning, it surely has been an experience that none of us will ever forget. I'd also like to thank our executive board. From the agendas to the flow of committee from over the last 2 days, it really has been an honor to have you serve and make this journey along with us. Without you, the executive board, this conference would have certainly not been the same as well. I'd also like to thank our chief guest for today, for the closing ceremony, Vipul, Consul General of India, who took the time out of his schedule to motivate the young leaders sitting in front of us today. It's been an honor having you here, sir. Finally, I'd like to thank the real MVPs in our story, and that is you delegates. From the enthusiasm in the applications to the frenzied, passionate debate over the last 2 days, delegates, this conference would have been nothing short of a dream without you. Thank you for coming and making this an enormous success. To conclude, I'd like to say that this is not the end of our story. Rather, it's just the end of a chapter, and we have many more to fill. But for timing, we bid adieu to our conference till the next one comes. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa, for those words. Now, delegates, is the moment you've all been waiting for, the award ceremony.
very good evening to all the Secretariat members, the Executive Board, and of course the delegates. My name is Kathy Kataki and I serve as the Vice President of the Security Council, along with the President of the Security Council, Shivika Shivanand. The past 2 days, we have witnessed the most enthralling debate unfold and the most amazing resolutions being formed. Each and every delegate has done a tremendous job despite all the internet issues, all the complications, and so much more. The President Chair and I are proud of all of you. We wish you the very best for all your future endeavors and hope that this conference was as memorable to you as it was to Shivika and I. Now, for the most awaited part of the conference, the award. Delegates, believe me when I say that this was a very difficult decision and the competition in the committee was very tough. Starting with the Best Position Paper Award, the award goes to the delegate of South Sudan, Adnan Kazi. Up next, we have the honorable mention going to the delegate of India, Saranya Chaudhary. The Outstanding Delegate Award goes to the delegate of United States of America, Sanadhya Agarwal. And finally, the Best Delegate Award goes to the delegate of China, Ashwin Vinod. A hearty congratulations to all the delegates and the winners. This conference wouldn't happen as memorable without you. Thank you.
Greetings everyone, my name is Fatma Gayoor and I am the President of the General Assembly First Committee, Disarmament and International Security. Along with me, Kshitij Sharma served as the Vice President of GA1. Before I go ahead to announce the awards, I would like to thank all delegates of GA1 for always being active and engaging in committee and always rising up to the occasion no matter what circumstance came their way. There were some very interesting moments in GA1. I would like to mention two of them. The first being the multiple points of orders raised by delegate of United Kingdom towards a resolution, which truly astonished each and every one of us in committee, and we were shocked at all of these points of orders. Secondly was the moment we almost had everyone voting for a motion. In spite of everything that happened in committee, this has still been one of the best committees I've chaired, and I would like to thank everyone for making this experience great, in spite us being a bit strict in committee. Now, moving ahead to the awards, verbal mention goes to South Africa for their amazing inputs in the committee, and to the delegate of Saudi Arabia for once again their inputs in committee along with their very well written position paper. The Best Position Paper Award goes to the delegate of Iraq. Honorable mention goes to the delegate of South Sudan and the delegate of India. Outstanding delegate goes to the delegate of Russian Federation, and last but not least, the best delegate goes to the delegate of United Kingdom. Congratulations to all the delegates who have gotten an award. Here is your president signing off.
Clauses for our resolution, or when someone was obsessed with delegate of Ireland and sent love letters to delegate of Japan, or when China and USA put their trade war way behind them, but the other countries just couldn't possibly put it behind them. And now it's time for the awards. We had a really difficult time picking our awards because each and every one of you did a fabulous job. And I just want to say that if you do not win today was simply just not your day. But remember, you will get your day and you will seize that day. Time for the awards. So we have 3 verbal mentions, which is the delegate of Japan, delegate of Ireland, and delegate of China in no particular order. Then we have our honorable mention. The first honorable mention goes to the delegate of USA. Next up, we have a second honorable mention, which goes to the delegate of Thailand. Now we have our Best Position Paper Award, which goes to the delegate of UK. And our Outstanding Delegate Award goes to the delegate of UAE, and the Best Delegate Award goes to the delegate of Spain. Thank you.
We would also like to give a verbal mention to the delegate of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Congratulations! All of you have shown exceptional skills in your participation in this conference. To all the delegates, here's one thought I will leave you with. The only way to discover the limits of the possible is to go beyond them into the impossible. Thank you and all the best. With that, I will now be announcing the awards for GA3. The Best Delegate Award goes to Syrian Arab Republic. Outstanding Delegate goes to India. The Honorable Mention Award goes to Republic of Kenya, as well as Delegate of UK. And the award for the Best Position Paper goes to Islamic Republic of Iran. Greetings delegates, my name is Mohammed Tafir, and it was an honor for me to serve as the Vice President of GA3 at DXBMUN 2020, along with Ananya as the President. From Prime Minister Imran Khan's controversial speech to delegates actively speaking to produce fruitful and heated debate, and to interesting points of information and speeches, GA3 was filled with delegates wanting to provide the valuable input and to give in their best. For Ananya and myself, it was an amazing sharing experience, one where we and the delegates were able to better ourselves and enhance the knowledge of salient world issues which need to be addressed and effectively resolved.
Greetings everybody, my name is Alicia Kunte and I was the Vice President of the United Nations Human Rights Council here at DXB 2020. The following are the awards for the UNHRC. The honorable mentions go out to the delegates of Libya and India. The Best Position Paper Award goes out to the delegate of Pakistan. The Honorable Mention Awards go out to the delegates of Iraq and Myanmar. The Outstanding Delegate Award goes out to the delegate of Japan. And the Best Delegate Award goes out to the delegate of Saudi Arabia. Thank you and to all the other delegates for making this committee extremely lively, energetic, enthusiastic, and interesting. This is a conference that will be extremely unforgettable and one that we will cherish in the years to come.
A wise man once said, "To say nothing, especially when speaking, is the art of diplomacy." And needless to say, every delegate in the NATO-Russia Council was a true diplomat. Delegates, I would like to thank each and every one of you for making the past 2 days memorable for Gaurav and I. We had a particular way in which the committee would handle the crisis, and you surpassed our expectations honestly. So thank you so much for dealing with these crises in a unique and amazing manner. And we saw a lot of funny events occur during the 2 days, especially Donald Trump apologizing, United States getting isolated within NATO, or Russian delegates moving towards the US and coming back, committing acts of espionage, or even the Russian military coup. And you may have thought, you know what, these are too unrealistic, these may never occur in real life. But delegates, that is kind of the point. Today, we live in times when none of us ever expected whatever is happening right in front of us. The impossible is unfolding in front of our eyes. If you asked anybody, maybe even 3 months ago, nobody would have said that this conference would be occurring on Zoom and not in the Indian International School or at Indian High School. So these kind of crises are the new normal, and it is very important that we, as the future leaders of tomorrow, as proactive global citizens, get acquainted with such impossible things and start expecting these as inevitable. Without further ado, I would like to move on to the most important section of the closing ceremony, the awards. We'd like to verbally commend 2 delegates in no particular order: the External Affairs Minister of India, Aman, and the Secretary of State for Defense of the United Kingdom, Suvinay. Congratulations, delegates. Next, we move on to the Best Position Paper Award. This award is awarded to the Chief of General Staff of Russia, Shrey Sharma. Congratulations, delegate. Next, we have 2 honorable mentions for this committee. We would like to award the Federal Minister for Special Affairs, Hussein Abbas, as well as the Secretary of State of the United States of America, Manik Ahuliwala. Lastly, the most awaited award of this evening, the Best Delegate Award. We would like to present the award to the Russian Minister of Defense, Ashish Ganapati. Congratulations to all the winners and have a nice evening. Goodbye.
Greetings, delegates. I'm going to be announcing the awards for UNCCPCJ, the United Nations Congress on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice. We have 5 awards for this committee. The Best Position Paper award goes to the Republic of France or the French Republic. The two honorable mentions in no particular order go to the delegate of Algeria and the delegate of Afghanistan. The Outstanding Delegate award goes to the delegate of the United Kingdom, and the Best Delegate award by a mile goes to the delegate of Egypt. Thank you.
A very hearty good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every single delegate. I, Kaushal Singh, served in the capacity as the Vice Chair for the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the UNFCCC. The committee was great. It had great debate. We had some great, exciting solutions presented by the delegates. We saw the committee having a lot of critical thinking and analysis being done by the delegates, and it was actually a lot of work for us, the executive board and the dais members, to decide whom to give what awards. Having said that, one gentle message to all delegates is that delegates, please try to understand this, that the debater and as an MUNer, and all the best to all of you. With that, without further ado, I would like to announce the awards. Our committee has one Best Delegate, one Outstanding Delegate, two Honorable Mentions, and the Best Position Paper. So the Best Position Paper award goes to the delegation of Trinidad and Tobago. The next awards are the Honorable Mention, which are in particular order. The Honorable Mention 2 goes to the Republic of Yemen. The first Honorable Mention goes to the delegate of Trinidad and Tobago. The Outstanding Delegate in our committee, this delegate brought in a lot of critical thinking, analysis, and certain proactive solutions. The Outstanding Delegate award goes to the People's Republic of China. And the Best Delegate, without any doubt, is the delegate who put in a lot of effort in the committee, thought a lot about the agenda, and was able to discuss the agenda in all of its manifestations. So the Best Delegate goes to the Russian Federation. Thank you so much. It was great to be here at Dubai International Mall, United Nations. See you all soon. Thank you.
Greetings delegates, this is Mohammed Faris, President of United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, along with Melissa Seriak and Katan Pafsar. The three of us had an amazing time being your chairperson at DXBMUN'20. Our agenda for this weekend was elimination of violence against women and protection of their rights in regions of armed and political conflict, with special emphasis on post-conflict recovery. You delegates did an amazing job of coming to a consensus. You guys worked with delegates of Iran and China to protect their women, the Uyghur Muslims, to Iranian women who are persecuted in Iran. You guys did an amazing job working together, negotiating deals, and coming up with an amazing resolution. The dais appreciates the efforts and dedication taken by first-timer delegates. You guys did an amazing job in doing so. I wish that I had the same spirit that you guys showed this weekend. A few highlights for this weekend would be the African Union receiving at least 20 right to replies, and he giving another 10 right to replies to the multiple motion to challenges between United States, Russia, African Union, European Union, Republic of Korea, China, and EU. You guys did an amazing job at the motion to challenge that I wouldn't want to be part of it ever again. Thank you delegates for making this conference so much fun, but as all conferences come to an end, this needs to end with the award ceremony. The awards are as follows. The three verbal mentions goes to the delegate of India, the delegate of the European Union, and the delegate of Nigeria. Congratulations delegates. The Best Position Paper award goes to the delegate of Germany. The first honorable mention award goes to the delegate of South Korea. The second honorable mention goes to the delegate of China. The Outstanding Delegate award goes to the delegate of Russia. And the Best Delegate award goes to the delegate of the United States of America. Congratulations delegate, you guys have done an amazing job. Thank you so much.
Dear delegates of the World Health Organization advance, it was a wonderful experience sharing you all in this conference. From killing all the patients who have the newly detected virus to removing the euro, these past 2 days have been phenomenal. Now, without wasting much time, the awards. The verbal mention goes to the delegate of Singapore and the delegate of Iran. The Best Position Paper award goes to the delegate of Saudi Arabia. The first honorable mention goes to the delegate of France. The second honorable mention goes to the delegate of Australia. The Outstanding Delegate Award goes to the Delegate of United Kingdom. And finally, the Best Delegate Award. It goes to the Delegate of the United States of America. Thank you.
Over the course of the past 2 days, we at the WHOB have discussed various topics regarding the agenda, and delegates have confidently put forward their stances. We witnessed Donald Trump and Boris Johnson spur some drama in the committee, inspiring delegates to do so. As crisis was introduced and debates got heated, we also witnessed Italy cut off ties with all nations that took back their funding from the WHO. And now, for the most awaited section, the awards. The Best Position paper goes to the Delegate of Russia. Honorable mentions go to the Delegate of New Zealand and the Delegate of South Africa. The Outstanding Del goes to the Delegate of Italy. Best Delegate goes to none other than Delegate of China. We, the Executive Board, would like to offer a hearty congratulations to all the awardees.
From the time China was being grilled by the entire committee to the time CAR abolished all refugee rights, this conference has definitely been one to cherish. And I'm sure I can say this on behalf of the entire committee. Greetings, delegates. Before we move on to the awards, I would like to commend each and every one of you for doing an incredible job. Now, I would like to begin by providing a few oval mentions to the Delegate of Morocco, China and Chad. Now for the awards. The Best Position Paper Award goes to the Delegate of Turkey, Pratha Bhatia. The Special Mention Award goes to the Delegate of Côte d'Ivoire, Oshina. Now for the Honorable Mention. The Honorable Mention Award goes to the Delegate of Central African Republic, Akshi Dadwal. The Outstanding Delegate Award goes to the Delegate of Nigeria, Ilan Mohammed. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. The Best Delegate Award goes to, any guesses? The Best Delegate Award goes to the Delegate of UK, Rida Ismail. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you all for attending and making this a memorable conference for all of us.
Greetings everyone, I am Manasa and I'm the Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund. The IMF committee has been the talk of the town, very ironically. We've experienced our fair share of setbacks, including questionable and controversial debates that took place. Yet, it was a learning experience to all of us. The IMF has experienced wonderful debates as well, where multiple delegates were able to put forward their innovative policies to help the post-pandemic recovery. The Best Position paper was written beautifully by the Delegate of Algeria. The two delegates who outshone everyone and were able to present their policies in a very diplomatic manner are the Delegate of the Russian Federation and the Delegate of Spain. Another delegate was able to present his research in a very diplomatic way. He added a lot of impact onto the committee and made his statements really well. The Outstanding Delegate Award goes to Delegate of Czech Republic. The Best Delegate Award goes to that delegate who was so very well prepared, knew everything about the country's stance and the mandate. This delegate is the Delegate of the United States of America. Thank you so much to all the delegates and my co-chair who made this experience possible.
Congratulations to all of the winners, and thank you all for making this possible. Now, it is time to conclude the conference, so I would like to call upon our Secretary General Ananya Khurana to conclude.
Over the past 2 days, I am sure that there have been moments where you wished you had more time. There must have been moments where you felt that you're not at your best because there's missing information. Just be aware that's exactly what happens in the real world too. This includes the feeling of exhaustion and being overwhelmed, which is also a part of the real world of diplomacy. And you'll be surprised to know how many crucial decisions are made in the nick of time. This conference, I believe, has provided a good simulation of those experiences. To conclude, I would like to wish each and every one of you the very best for your future endeavors, and I hope this was a learning and fruitful experience for all of you. Thank you.
We have now come to the end of the conference. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all the delegates for attending, and we hope to see you all in our future conferences.
With the power vested in me as Secretary General of DXBMUN'2020, I hereby declare this conference officially closed. I would like to thank all the delegates for attending this conference. Please make sure to fill in the feedback forms sent to your emails. We hope we are able to host you in Dubai next year.